Alrighty, we are ready to rock. We are at the BP Adelaide Grand Final, and it is Grand Final time. It's on-track action beginning later this afternoon, but we have three teams in the battle for the Drivers' Championship this weekend, and each team represented here with Team Rep's press conference. Kickoff proceedings for this weekend's event. In the middle, Technical Director for Triple Eight Race Engineering, Peter Ringwood. To his right, Brenton Grove, CEO of Grove Racing, and to my right, on the far left, Bruce Stewart, Waukesha Andretti United. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us here today. Peter, because you're in the middle, I'll start with you. It's a big weekend for the sport and a big weekend for each of these individual teams, yours as well. What is the mood inside the Red Bull Ampol Racing Garage heading into this weekend?
Oh, I mean, it's full excitement. It's the first time we've been through this Grand Finals format. It's there's plenty of jeopardy, there's plenty of weather around, so we think we've positioned ourselves in a good spot with two guys in the fight, but there's plenty of fight left in the next three races. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure these guys will ask the question themselves, but like you said, you're the one team that has two bullets in the chamber for this weekend. How are you guys going to handle that? There's a lot of questions about how the drama might unfold with pit stops and double stacking and just letting them race out on the racetrack. What's the plan within the team to handle the sport?
Yeah, you've essentially nailed it there. We've got to let it unfold on the racetrack. We've got two drivers all the way through, both exceedingly capable of winning the championship. So we think we're in the best position as a team to really take it home at the end. So.
Will Brown's gotten here through no easy feat at Sandown. Probably had a bit of an easier way a couple weeks ago. What has the team identified in where he's been lacking in qualifying, but obviously having quite a bit of race pace?
Yeah, I mean, the qualifying is a weakness there, and then the race pace is phenomenal. So, we saw Will was very dominant here last time in Adelaide. It's, we do tend to favour those, let's say, tyre deg longer races, which to be determined with the weather and the short Friday race, how some of that unfolds. So.
That was nice. The team's already wrapped up the team's championship for this year, which has always been a very a big thing that Triple Eight wants to try to accomplish. How different has this lead into the Drivers' Championship race been compared to previous years?
Yeah, I think there's certainly been a lot more intensity in the last few races. Every race is clearly worth a lot of points, but the whole format for this year is that the only race that matters to us this year is Adelaide. So as an overall event, you have to be there, you have to be in the 10, you have to make the different cut lines, and I think looking at how events like Gold Coast went, they were probably very different to what we'd seen in the past. The new format has led to a very different back end of the season for us. So.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for that. I'll ask a lot of similar questions, so I'll hand over to Brenton here. Boy, I'm not sure if we started at the start of the season, you expect to be going to Adelaide with Kai Allen in the championship hunt. How are you guys feeling with how the young fellas come along?
No, we're really impressed with what Kai's done. For sure, we thought that his progression would probably be a bit faster than Matt's was when he started because the team is more developed and we've been through the process of bringing a rookie into the championship. So I'd say Kai's probably where we thought he would be at this time of year. Obviously, he lost a lot of points earlier in the year and thankfully the final series has obviously shortened that and then he's shown what he can do when I guess he's on a level playing field in terms of experience. So yeah, I don't think it's a surprise, but it's cool as well from a team perspective that someone in their first year has been able to deliver at probably a better level than any rookie in 20 years.
The Grove family, Grove Racing, so comparatively a relatively new team since you guys took over the Kelly organization a few years ago, but you've made no mistake of wanting to challenge this team that's in the middle. On the stage, you have the opportunity to do so this weekend. Can you just try to express the similar question, the intensity and the focus that's going into the lead up in this event back at Brayside?
I think there is a level of intensity because it's the finals, but we've also got nothing to lose. I think we're quite young in our journey and we're punching pretty hard, and that's something that we always expected of ourselves. We don't credit this performance based on how short we've been here. It's been deliberate and it's something that we had to perform. So it's nice to be fighting both these two teams that are here because they've been in the sport a lot longer than us and have had a lot of success. So I think it shows that we've probably done something right over these last 4 years and we now have to perform on the ultimate stage. And we're all going through it for the first time in terms of a team perspective. It's not just Kai. Obviously, Shippy and Couchy have been through it at other teams, but I think it is something different this year given that it's a final series. So whether we win or not, we're here to learn and make sure that when it matters, we deliver.
It'll be exciting to watch. And I guess just your general thoughts on the finals format. It stung you with one car last week, but it's obviously benefited the other car. So your overall view, whether it's as a sportsman or I guess as a competitor or as a fan, what do you think of the finals?
I think I've got to look at it from a fan perspective because that's what we're here for. I think it's done exactly what it could have and should have done. Matt's not in the finals, and that's based on how we delivered during the finals. So I think the fact that Kai's here shows that as long as you get into the 10, anything's possible, and it shows from Matt's side that if you don't perform and deliver at the moment that counts, you can be out. And I think that's a good lesson for everyone, and it's something that he's learnt from, it's something the team's learnt from. But at the end of the day, it's been a great spectacle, and I mean, if Kai wins it, it's going to be an incredible story as well. So I think it's great that the story's going in, because if we didn't have the final series, I think Brock just needs to finish tomorrow and we'll go racing for 2 days after that, which is pretty boring. So I think it's done exactly what it should have done.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And over to the far side, Brucey, WAU seems to be the hottest team in the pit lane heading into this event through this final series. Safe to say the confidence is quite high up in the WAU garage?
We've been going well, but we've also had some pretty harsh lessons, and when you don't get it right in the last couple of races, and so if having won 3 of the last 4 races, you could come here with your head in the clouds. But we've had some real reality checks and what a team needs to do to win races and hopefully win championships. So the crew's worked really hard. We've got a great team, and everyone's really excited and up for the battle.
I would imagine, I'll probably answer my own question saying this, but is it a similar game plan to Sandown with Woody seems to be right up there at the front, was an excellent tail gunner at Sandown. Is it a copy-paste going into this weekend?
I would be lying to you if I didn't say Woody is such a hard-ass racer and independently quick and exciting that he won't be going out there to try and win. But also he's an amazing team player, and but if the opportunity's there, this young kid is electric, and I wouldn't doubt he would take it.
And Chaz Mostert, obviously, he's one in the fight. He's got the orange numbers on the car. What have you seen from Chaz over, 5-6 years of racing for this team? How's he different to where he was, and how focused is he to go win a championship this weekend?
Chaz has been amazing, and he is an amazing person, racer and human being. And what he's done behind the scenes with the team has changed the culture in our business over the last 5 or 6 years. He is the Pied Piper. I've said that a few times. He leads, and in that respect, such a great racer deserves to be a champion. So he's got everyone on board, and I would love to see him take the top step at the end of the weekend.
He certainly set the finals on fire thus far. I wouldn't expect any different the rest of the weekend. I'll open it up to the journalists here in the room for any questions for the guys.
Hello, men. Pete, Chaz stirred the pot a bit last week, saying that you guys will have to make a choice between your drivers at some stage. What's your response to those remarks?
Yeah, for us, we don't really have. There's no choice that we need to do there. We've got 3 races that we're going for. The points differ between the races, but there's so much jeopardy we see on the weekend with the rain and pit strategy. We feel that there's other teams in the finals that have maybe the ability to run alternate pit strategies, and there's a choice of tyres, there's a choice of strategy that you can run. We don't have that. We're going for the best points with both drivers. So there's absolutely no preference that we're handing out there. We're both going for the championship with both of them. And
Bruce, the response to that is how good is it for you to see Chaz try and stir the pot with those guys, make them feel the pressure?
Yeah, well, Chaz, especially with Will, has a great relationship, and he's a cheeky bugger, Chaz, so he loves putting that stuff out there. But deep down, and we all know it when he puts on his helmet, he's a fierce competitor. He is super serious about his racing, so it was pretty cool to see. It adds interest. As Brenton was saying, this is about the fans, and those kind of stories and those kind of moments just raise the theatre that we have out here for this weekend. So that's cool. Let's put on a great show.
And last one from me, Brenton. What do you say to people who have been writing Kai off at any stage?
I think people are probably making a call on Kai very early in his career. I mean, I think what he's done this year is pretty spectacular, and it's his first year of hopefully 20. So whether it's now or in the future, Kai's going to win, and he's going to win a championship. So whether it's this weekend or not remains to be seen. But I think he's an impressive talent, and he's doing exactly what he should be doing, and he's getting the credit that he should get for the performances he's putting in.
Brenton, obviously David Cauchi is leaving the team at the end of the season. How are you guys going to fill that role? Are you stepping into that position?
Look, we're in the process of reorganising the team. Obviously, Cauchi's had a massive involvement for us over the last 4 years, and We wish him well moving forward into whatever venture he takes. I probably will step up a little bit more. I don't really want to fill that role because my time needs to be spent elsewhere in our businesses and not sucked into the race team full time. But I've already been heavily involved in the team for the last 4 years and have day-to-day communication with everyone there. So I don't think there's a massive shift in terms of strategy, vision, direction. It's more just how we implement that day in, day out. So we have reorganised the business behind the scenes to have a different approach moving forward. So we probably won't have a direct team principal essentially filling Couchy's role, but we will have a different approach moving forward than what we've had for the last 4 years.
And Pete, you mentioned Will Brown's obvious qualifying struggles recently. As a team, how do you go about trying to solve that issue?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's one we're still working through. We've got full confidence in Will, but there's plenty of tools out there, whether they're evaluating simulators, evaluating different strategies that we can do there to really, I guess, plan for the race weekend. We find the run plans, if you look back at some of the events we've had, it's weather affected, tyre choice, how we prepped the tyre, what outlaps got affected by who else was on outlaps. So there's certainly things we can do on the planning side, operationally in the garage, to make sure that we're getting the best chance of clean, uninterrupted runs. And that's really our best foot forward there.
And Bruce, I guess it's a similar thing. Obviously, you guys have had some niggling issues, especially with Ryan's car. How do you go about solving that, and has the preparation been any different given what's on the line this weekend?
This is a team sport, so everyone has to play their role. We've got the right people in the right spaces. Certainly, we have had a couple of niggling issues, but we've got full confidence in the team. We've strengthened our programs and our planning, and in that respect, coming here is about executing as we have done in the other rounds and seeing where we can take car 25 in the championship.
Pete, would you like to see, I guess, for the grand final, if a team has two cars in the grand final, them have separate pit booms, or is having the same pit boom just fair play?
Yeah, I mean, any chance you have to have your cars separated on different pit booms is a strategic advantage. So, I mean, I think it's probably fair that you maintain the same rules throughout the year, just from a sporting side. But like personally, would we like an extra boom? Yeah.
For you guys, like, has the Ford program in the background had to just be put on hold for this period, or is that still full steam ahead back at Banyo?
No, we have design engineers that we're still working through. We leave, essentially, we finish the grand final on Sunday and we leave for the wind tunnel on Monday. So it's certainly front of mind, but we're here this weekend to deliver on the championship. And of course, it's a program in parallel.
Bruce, I guess you've got you guys like, Chaz and all the grand final drivers have been here, I think, since Sunday. What's it like in terms of the preparation and whatnot? People talk about Bathurst, I guess, as being a massive week and needing to manage. How's this grand final week, do you think, been for Chaz and the drivers compared to what, I guess, Bathurst normally would be?
I can't speak for the other drivers, but certainly we've given Chaz a lot of time off. We've had Andrew holding his hand and being his right-hand man here, and certainly Mozzie needs to have good energy to go racing, and in that respect, we've certainly looked after that. I think we've all been around teams where, drivers in a long Bathurst can get to the race a little bit puffed. But Mozzie is as good, and I'm not planting a line here, as I've seen him. He is up and ready to go. So it's pretty cool. I can't see any chinks in the armour.
Do you think you guys have taken the most deliberate approach out of any team about finals from round one?
Yeah.
Do you think that other teams might follow your lead next year?
Again, I can't speak for other teams, but I know Carl and the engineering crew looked at it from a long way out at the start of the year and looked at the finals format and put together a plan in that respect for these new rules and for the new format for supercars. I would think every team reviews what they do at the end of the year. You always look for that constant improvement, so I'm sure we'll find ways that we'll tweak as well.
And just for you personally, you've obviously been at Walkinshaw or that organisation for a long time. It's been, I think, 2002 obviously it was the last for HRT Drivers' Championship. I mean, just how special was it for you to be, 3 races away from potentially winning a championship.
Oh, very, very special. And in the WAU era, it's the closest we've been to winning a championship. So, it's epic.
And just Brenton, I think you had mentioned Ricardo may come down early, and is he here for this weekend to sort of observe ahead of 2026?
Yeah, so Ricardo was meant to be working this weekend and he's here, but he has somehow got extremely unwell on the flight from Italy. I think he landed at 1 a.m. yesterday morning and now he's in a hotel room, very unwell. So his debut's probably not started out the way he wanted, but yeah, he is here this weekend. He is on our performance list and he's working to learn for next year. So that was a decision we made pretty early to give him as much head start as we could, but unfortunately hasn't quite panned out how we wanted.
Bruce, similar to Connor's question before, is there a sense of real desperation and hunger within the team, and also with Chaz as well, to finally get this title that you've waited so long for?
I wouldn't say desperation, not at all. We're determined to come here and act like we have acted, that got us here. We deserve to be here. Chaz deserves to be here. So it's about doing what we've done to get here and let Chaz show his talents and the team to reinforce those with a great car, great speed, and let's go racing.
Yeah, and just, do you feel like that when the finals format was announced that perhaps played into WAU's hands? Do you mind just, touching on how the team and the engineering group have used different sprint rounds during the year with a view of gaining set-up ideas and things for these rounds?
I can't say that in front of these guys. No, certainly they looked at different rounds and different opportunities to develop speed in mind to the final 3 circuits. Of course, that's not a new game. Teams do that for Bathurst in the lead up to the great race. But certainly it's looked like it's worked very well. But we've still got one very big round to complete.
Yeah, that's it. Peter, you mentioned that the boys are obviously free to race. Has the team spoken about any potential scenarios about when they can and can't race, or are you just going to let them battle it out and the best man will win?
Yeah, I mean, we have talked about that. We've had quite a large pre-brief, but this is how we would approach most weekends. Obviously, there's more on the line this weekend, but unfortunately, it's a common problem, and it's a good problem to have. But yeah, we have the pit priority and this double stacking risk, essentially, since the safety car rules have changed recently, that it's always front of mind for any race weekend. So yeah, there are circumstances. It all depends, quite a bit on where the other 2 cars in the finals lie, and we have the tools and the ability to work through that as it happens. So.
Yeah, and just Brenton, do you mind just, touching on how impressed you have been with Matt's attitude? He could have been down in the dumps with what happened, but it seems like as soon as his first interview after Sandown, he was straight away saying, "Got to support Kai. I'm here to support Kai." Have you been really impressed with how he's handled the situation?
I think it's consistent with how he's handled the rest of the year. At the end of the day, we're a 2-car team, and Matt's been the beneficiary of a lot of support from Kai this year and helped him get into that position. And then now it's going the other way. And a lot of Matt's performance this year and results have been because Kai's been pushing him and challenging him. So I think it's good that he's switched his focus to helping Kai, but it's also what we would expect. And Kai was fully on board to do it the other way if that's the way it played out.
Excellent. Some great insights there. I think that'll wrap things up here. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us, and good luck this weekend at the BP Adelaide Grand Final.